So we're joined today by none other than Reggae Boyz central defender Curtis Tills. He made his debut just about 18 months ago to this very day. Curtis, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks, you.
Yeah, doing very quite well, thanks. Thanks for asking. And I just wanted to know from you as well, to kick things off, joining, Wigan full time. How's the journey been like for you? I know you had a couple of loan spells there, but being there on a full-time basis, how are things so far, would you would say?
Yeah, I had sort of an unsettled time. Obviously, I was at Rotherham, and I think I signed for Wigan 4 windows on the bounce. It was before I actually settled down here and signed permanently. But I enjoyed my time here. Obviously, we got promoted last year. It was good times. This year in the Championship, it's been up and down at the moment, but lads are in good hands, and we're enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and as the Wigan got promoted from League One up to the Championship, how would you say things are under Liam Richardson right now and the players, buying into his style, philosophy, and all of that?
Yeah, I've been here under the gaffer Liam Richardson since the start. He took over when we was in admin. To be fair, in League One before the new owners took over. So he was number two there under Paul Cook. I think Paul Cook left and Liam Richard took charge, and we ended up staying up. And then the new owners came in, invested quite a bit of money. Then we got promoted. So it's all been all good so far. The lads enjoy. We can ask for no more, really.
Mm. And as you know, you're in a team with some quality players, some that came from other clubs and are doing quite well at the club. And for you, a fellow Jamaican in Jordan Cousins, I just want to know what the conversations are like. Do you have a chance to talk about Jamaica any at all with him?
Yeah, we talk all the time. To be fair, I sit next to him in the dressing room. He's desperate to get a call up as well. He's just come back from a lung injury. To be fair to him, so he's played the last 3 games, done well, and he's ready and waiting to be called up, just like myself.
Hmm. And as you know, they're all across the UK. When you go to Manchester, the Midlands, like you're from London, loads of players, from of Jamaican heritage, born to Jamaican parents or grandparents, and at Wigan, there's the likes of Ashley Fletcher and Edmonds Green that have Jamaican heritage as well. So it's not surprising to see the amount of heritage players in and around, the leagues.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of talent out there for Jamaica to call and contact to be able to be eligible to play for the country. It's just getting obviously the paperwork sorted and letting them join the ride.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the paperwork, what was the process like for you? Because I had a chat with Liam and to get his passport took almost a year. Was it as hard for you getting that Jamaican passport eventually?
Yeah, it took me probably the best part of a year as well to get mine. Just it's just paperwork, really, just back and forth, not having the correct information. Sometimes I had to get things changed, but it's just a long process. Each time you send a letter, you're waiting over a month to get a response. It's just a process that hopefully can get go on and be a quicker process for everyone.
And I guess it involves a lot of face-to-face stuff going down to London, doesn't it?
I did mine. Mine was through lockdown, so mine was through Zoom. So I got away with traveling, to be honest. Um, so yeah, I cut the mileage down on that one.
Mm. All right. And of course, when you reflect on things, March last year, playing for your country, playing for Jamaica, March, April last year, the feeling coming on against America over in Austria, what was that moment like for you?
Oh, it was a proud moment for me and all my family. To be fair, all my family got together, watched it at my mum's house. The flags was out, and I was just praying and hoping that I could get on and give everyone something to cheer about back at home.
Mm. And when you were in camp with experienced lads such as Mariappa in the mix and Ethan Pinnock and other defenders across that team as well, what was it like being part of that training camp, that squad for that game in Austria?
It was very good. Obviously, there was a few English players. I knew Andre Gray because he's from round by me. Ethan Pinnock, I played with him at Forest Green for a while. And Mariappa, it was the first time I met him. He's a great lad. He's one of the older heads who's been there the longest. I can't honestly. He's one of the best people I've met in football.
Yeah, definitely. And we know later that year in the summertime, you made that trip over to Asia, over to Japan. What was that experience like as well?
Yeah, I'd say that was a better experience because there was more fans and it was just a better trip all round. Just that I got injured in the game and had to come off so early. With that being my first start, I was devastated.
Mm. And Curtis, a lot of fans were saying, from that game as well, what happened to Curtis? Because in the qualifiers, we didn't really see much of you coming into the new year and everything like that. Would you say it was down to injury, personal reasons why we didn't really see much of you in national colours?
I don't know what the answer is to that. I was injured. Obviously, I done a grade 3C hamstrings for a while to get right, but I was right for it. I just never got picked. Obviously, the games leading up to it, I was injured for, and obviously the manager, the coach at the time,
Yeah.
just went the lads that had helped him get him there.
And how you are right now, physically and mentally, would you say you're in a better place than last year? With the injuries that fully behind you, you'd say?
Yeah, touch wood. I think they're all behind me now. I'm on a strength and conditioning program to help me keep my body but in shape. I feel better than I ever have done in my career at the moment. So hopefully it's just looking onwards and upwards for me now.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're aware as well. There is a new gaffer in charge, Mr. Hallgrimsson. I'm sure you're looking forward to his style and philosophy and buying into the vision ahead for 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, obviously we met up in New York, didn't we? It was a short trip. He implemented some things that are going to help us going forward. He's got a direction that he wants to go in, and I think everyone was going to buy into it, and hopefully we'll get better and qualify what we need to do come next year.
Yeah, I mean, you've had the privilege to work with Chapa and of course with Paul Hall as well, someone that, was very, very high in terms of ratings for you. Do you see a difference in terms of Hallgrimsson, or it's just, everybody has a different style at the end of the day in terms of coaching?
Yeah, definitely. Every manager's got their own. They are different. If everyone was the same, they'd all stay in the job, wouldn't they? They're all different. They all got their own way of coaching. It's just getting people to buy into it and the lads to buy into it, and just all got to just look in one direction and drive Jamaica forward as a team, as a unit.
And the experience that you had over in New Jersey, New York, against the Argentina team, what are your thoughts about, watching the game and seeing what you saw? Were there encouraging signs you could say for us moving forward?
Yeah, you could see it as a unit, as a shape that we worked on. I think we only trained twice, so we didn't really get to do much, but you could see little bits where we've improved, other bits where we can improve. But like you say, we was against Argentina, probably the best team, number one in the world, going into the tournament probably. So good things can only come from that game.
Yeah. And as you know, Curtis, in CONCACAF, it always feels like something is happening. Of course, we know the boys do have a game next week against Cameroon, but it's not a FIFA window. But next year, when you bear in mind the Gold Cup, Nations League, a lot of opportunities and playing opportunities for you and others to fight for, really, for the country.
Yeah, definitely. I just hope I can stay fit, show the coach what I'm about, what I can do, get picked to go to all these things, and just impress the fans and impress the coach, and hopefully I'll just keep getting picked from there.
And in terms of the Wigan side of things as well, we know it's early days. We're not at the midway point of the season as yet, but confident that form will improve as the season progresses and stay in the division.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be confident in yourself and in the team. We've had a bad run at the but it's the first one since this group's been put together. It's 18 months. This group's probably been together with a few little additions, but we still got faith in ourselves. We're not losing by big margins. There's just little things that we need to tighten up on. Some set pieces we've lost games from. As soon as we tighten up on them, I think we'll be back up and running. Hopefully, it starts tomorrow.
And going back on the national team perspective, when you look at defence, such as Mariappa, yourself, Damien Lowe, Liam Moore, Ethan Pinnock, is that a challenge that you relish in terms of competing for places at centre half? Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I love it. I love the competitiveness between us all to try and get the spots that are there for the centre halves to take. It'll only help us at club level, knowing that we need to play well to get selected for international level. So it's a good competitive group between us to only strive us all going forward.
And in terms of the championship that you're in right now, the league will go on break during the World Cup. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I ask is if during that time you would still have to report to training, or that would be an opportunity to rest the legs and perhaps come to Jamaica and catch a couple of games locally.
Yeah, I think we've got. I think we're off. It's not set in stone yet, but I think we've got like 4 or 5 days off at the start when the World Cup, and then I think we'll go away with Wigan to some sort of training camp somewhere, hopefully, and then we'll just be back in training. It'll be like a little mini pre-season. Hit the reset button, rest the lads that need to be rested, ready for the games to start again once the World Cup's finished.
And Curtis, when you look around the league as well, the Championship and also the Premier League, and you have, so much Jamaicans being involved. The Premier League itself with Leon Bailey, Antonio, Bobby, Jamal Lowe and company. How encouraging is it to see so much Jamaicans doing so well? Not only the Premier League, but the Championship as well.
Yeah, it's so good. Especially with the lads that I've been away on international with, I'm always looking at their results. Always looking to see if they've featured in their games and how they've done. It's just give them a little message, give them each other a little boost, and just keep pushing each other, man, to be the best we can be.
Yeah, I mean, you've had the privilege to play for some big clubs around. Wigan, a team that won trophies, Blackpool, Rotherham, Forest Green, Wrexham, and others. Has an opportunity ever come your way to perhaps play abroad, over in America or Asia or elsewhere?
No, not really, not yet. Hopefully something does come up, because it wouldn't be something that I would turn my nose up at. I would look into it and take another direction in my career. So if something did come up, I'd always be interested in looking to play abroad. Some players don't like to leave and play, but I'm always open-minded to whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, for now you're a Wigan player, and we'll talk about Wigan stuff. So it's great from that perspective. So is it that you have a deal until the end of the season, or it's more of a 2-year deal, or a bit longer than that?
Yeah, I've got. I'm contracted till the end of this season. Yeah, and there's bits in the contract where I can get an next year and so. But with Wigan, I love my time. I love it here. So we'll just have to sit down with agents and the other side of football and see what we can come up with, and hopefully get another contract signed and just keep looking forward.
Yeah, I mean, you're from the Midlands, but you've had the chance to play up in the north, over in Wales. Do you find differences in culture of the football fans everywhere you've gone, down south, the north, you in the Midlands, born in the Midlands? Do you find differences amongst fans and people and everything like that?
Yeah, between the north and I've never played for a South team, but when you do play away and you see that there is the difference between them. More, I think the north are more mad about football than the South, if that makes sense. But yeah, everywhere's a little bit different. Everywhere's a little bit more unique.
Absolutely, definitely. And I mean, you're from Walsall originally, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And as you know, the West Midlands, you have Jamaicans over in Birmingham, Coventry, Sandwell, Wolverhampton. What makes the Midlands such a hotbed for footballing talent? Because it seems like when you look in Birmingham City, or Villa, or Wolves, or Coventry, you find all of these lads with Jamaican heritage popping up. What makes the Midlands as a whole, so great in producing so much talents, coming through, such as yourself as well?
Yeah, I just think because like you say, it's quite a big area, it's quite a big catchment area. There's always soccer schools and something going on for the kids where you can knuckle down and develop as a young lad. And I think that's what it is really. The more clubs that are around your area, the more opportunities you get to show people and showcase your skills.